there's a friend of mine that wanted to get a subscription from a Just for Fans instead of an OnlyFans.
Okay.
And I'm like, that is credit card information gone.
Yeah, that's fraud.
Why isn't the person that I trust somebody on OnlyFans? I'm familiar with the system.
Yeah.
There's
Are you?
Yeah, there's friends of mine from home on OnlyFans.
Okay.
And I'm like, it's a trusted name in fans
Yeah.
by this point. Hey everybody, welcome to the podcast. Welcome to our podcast. It's been going for a long time and it's called that. And there's the air conditioner. This is a podcast where a comedian and a hairdresser, first of all, fall in love. And I think throughout the course of this podcast, you can watch us fall more in love. Each episode, there's a bonus where we fall a little bit more in love. And there's another bonus where you can text us in questions about your relationship to stuff. And you could say, have you guys ever have any absolute and literally any insight at all on any of this stuff? And then we're either like, yeah or no.
Yeah.
And that's
no.
what this show has been for 8 years. How long have we been doing this?
Like close to 11 years.
Wow.
And I sound like this week.
Yeah.
So you're welcome. That's why we're late. Because it was worse yesterday.
And she's faking it. And I could totally tell.
Totally faking it.
Watch, do your regular voice.
Regular voice.
Okay, now do however you feel.
This voice.
Okay. It's the same. I'm hearing the same voice.
Yeah, because this is what it is for right now.
This is what it is.
What it is.
Zoe, do you have any questions from the audience about their relationship to stuff?
I do.
Go ahead.
Mike.
Yeah?
This person says, I've recently had a breakup. It was
R.I.P.
painful, but not messy. And we're still friends. I know this girl better than she knows herself. I can tell if she's being honest with me. There's been a couple of times she's lied or spun things in order to protect my feelings. The thing is, I've reached a point and I don't need her to protect me. I need her to be honest so we can get to the business of being friends and trusting one another. Neither of us is looking to get back together. Neither of us is looking to cut off contact either.
Yeah.
The optimal solution seems to me to work this out with complete honesty, but I don't know how to convince her I can hear what she says.
Stop you
what
right
she
there.
has to say.
I'll stop you right there.
Uh-huh.
First of all, you got to stop talking to each other.
Yeah.
Because you're waiting for something to happen and you're disguising it as something else, is what it sounds like to me. And uneducated, unprofessional. You can't be like, this person, I need closure, so this person needs to act different. You just need to be away from each other. You had a breakup. That part is over. Never in the history of anything has it gone immediately from breakup to friends.
No.
Needs to be space. You broke up because you need a part of your own life back.
Right.
So go live both of those opposite parts of the life and
Yeah.
see if you're still friends after that.
Yeah, like, clearly you don't know her more than she knows herself.
True.
Because...
she's her.
Yeah.
She has a front row seat to her classroom.
And if she's lying to you about things to try to protect you...
she knows that you'll probably have a bad reaction to saying, we should not talk for a while.
So maybe she knows you better than you know yourself.
Damn, dude. So take some time apart to know yourself.
Yeah, there's no reason why you guys should be talking at this point. Especially if it was a painful breakup, even though it wasn't messy. That just means that you guys both are adults and know how to actually break up. But now it's time to just have space from one another.
Let me tell you this, dude. if the goal is to have a friendship afterwards, you're going to want to not fuck that up right now.
Right.
You're going to want to give everybody space.
Right.
So you come back to each other naturally.
Yeah.
It's like, I think young Michael Bolton said, you can't hurry love. You just have to wait. Love don't come easy.
Easy.
It's a game of give and take.
Yes.
Who is that? Pointer Sisters?
I don't know.
Some sort of sisters said that. I need love, love. I need fun.
Oh, you just have to wait. I can't even sing my songs.
That's too bad.
I know. It's such a beautiful thing.
Because that's what I wake up every morning being like, I wish Zoe would sing in a dream, my love, you could find my heart more. What's next, Zoe?
I got another one.
Also, don't feel bad, dude. I know that I have had it in me before as a younger man to be like, man, if I don't swoop in and be friends with this girl, she's just going to get swept up by somebody else, and then there's no chance of us getting back together. And then it's almost like I absolutely don't want this to be over, but it clearly is over. So how can we put some kind of a title on it so it's not completely out of our lives over? And then you're like, maybe that thing is friendship, so we got to get to the friendship part so we have some kind of title on our shit so we're still bonded together.
Yeah.
You know,
let it go.
Let it go, dude. And if you're meant to be friends,
yeah,
you'll absolutely be friends. Friends love talking to each other. I got a text from a friend yesterday. You want to hear some crazy fucking horse shit? This is crazy and real. Before I left the house yesterday, there was a friend who I was like, I just want to text to see how she's doing. And I hadn't thought about this person in a couple weeks. Maybe I've seen her come through on like on the feed, on the algorithm. But we hadn't had any contact. And every time I see her, I'm like, oh, she's doing well.
Yeah.
She's very talented and she works hard. Goodbye, air conditioner.
Yes.
Thank you for joining us. And literally as I was going to take pictures last night, I was like, oh, I should just text her, because that's nice when you think about somebody. And then I was there, and while I was taking pictures, I got a text from her saying literally the same thing. Like, hope you're all right. Called you very hot. So I hope you're all right with your life. Your wife is hot.
Thanks.
And I get so many texts like that.
Yeah.
And it makes me feel weird. But the first part made me feel nice.
Yeah.
And I thought that was so, like, what is that? That's what makes me, if there's any woo-woo in me at all, as far as, like, believing in how you kiss crystals in the midnight rain.
Kissing crystals, midnight rain.
You have to kiss crystals in the midnight rain, which is my favorite brand of sparkling wine that you can get at Cumberland Farms. But that is something. There's some kind of like universal something there.
Yeah, I think you just gotta give it up for the time being, my dude.
You have no reaction to what I just said at all.
Well, yeah, I mean, I think it's nice that, like, it's nice to text somebody when you're thinking of them and whatever.
Yeah.
But you didn't date this person.
No.
I don't know who you're talking about.
No.
But we're talking about people who are dating.
I was just making a point of how nice it was that the universe... You don't think that's weird at all?
No, I think it's great.
But you have no comment.
Jesus Christ.
What's happening?
I'm like calling somebody, didn't mean to call them.
Who is it? Because if it's the same person, I'm going to freak out.
It's not. I promise it's not. Because I don't know exactly who you're talking about.
I know, but if you did, then you did.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I lost it.
Zoe, I was trying to have a moment.
I know. I'm sorry.
And it's gone. Is there another question?
There is. It's another relationship thing.
Get the fuck out of my ass.
Yeah. This person says, excuse me, I can't get over a girl who is in a relationship with someone else.
Same person from last question.
I know she has feelings for me too, but she doesn't want to ruin her relationship, which I completely understand and respect. Do you?
Sounds like it. They're not doing nothing.
I want to go back to just being friends, but I can't stop thinking about it. Is there a way for me to move on without cutting her off completely?
No.
No. No, there's not. See, when I read something or when I hear about something like this, it kind of makes me mad at the other person also.
Get it?
Because what they're doing is they're keeping this person on the hook.
Yeah.
Because if God forbid something doesn't happen, they have a backup right away. And this person is probably somebody that's afraid to be alone.
Yeah.
And always has to be in a relationship.
Yeah.
And that's annoying. It's annoying that this person has you on the hook. Like that episode of How I Met Your Father.
See,
Or
it's
Mother.
like...
What, father? What?
They have both, I think,
Yeah.
now.
Yeah, they
Young
do.
Sheldon is How I Met Your Father.
Yeah.
There's like, how much of it is... Like, if you have feelings for other people, like, how natural is it to have feelings for other people versus, like, how do you know that the current relationship has to end and the other thing is better? Like, how much of it is a crush and grass is always greener, and how much is it you're really not happy in your current relationship and you gotta bounce?
Yeah. I think,
But for you to be the outside person...
yeah, I think what ends up happening is like, you know, you meet someone and you think you have like a crush on them, but it's just you enjoy having a conversation with them.
They just smell good.
Yeah.
You
and
think
it's-
you have a crush, but they just smell nice.
Yeah, it's like not something. And if you have any respect for the other person in this relationship, you would probably just leave it alone. You know?
It's been established that you got a crush on each other.
Yeah.
Okay. That's
Yeah.
what you have.
Also, shitty of her to admit that she has a crush on someone while she's in a relationship.
Shitty or truthful?
I mean, both.
Sometimes truthful is shitty.
Yeah.
How about that?
Yeah.
But if anything is going to happen past whatever,
Let
you
it
shouldn't
go.
be waiting around.
Yeah, no.
And they should be taking the time to figure out what they
shit.
want.
Yeah. Yeah.
I believe it was a young Iggy Azalea who once said, she's been working on her shit. So that's what you have to do.
Yeah. You got to twerk it out and work.
What happened to
on
that
it.
young lady?
I don't know. She, I think she ended up, there was something I was reading. She came up earlier, and I think it was, who was the guy that
was
shot
who texted me, by the way.
Iggy Azalea?
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Who was the guy that shot Megan Thee Stallion?
I don't remember.
I think she made she wrote something to the judge about him.
Okay.
About shooting her or something.
Whoa.
Yeah. I don't know.
Interesting.
I can't remember exactly what it was.
Drama.
Yeah. He got sentenced recently. Yeah. You got something in there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Always. At all
Yeah.
times.
Yeah.
How often do you have boogers versus not have boogers?
I think most of the time. I think most people have boogers versus not boogers.
And that's something, it's like, why aren't we using stuff like that to unite all of us?
I wish I actually had boogers and didn't just sound like this.
Why do you sound like that?
I don't know. I lost my voice. Completely gone. I don't feel sick.
Where's the last place you
I
used
wasn't
it?
sick. Last week sometime.
And where were you? Can you picture where you were when you were
I was
using
at
your
work.
voice?
Well, this happened to Jamie, and
Jamie,
she
your
shared it
business
with
partner,
me.
yeah.
And I asked her to stop sharing things with me.
Sure.
Yeah.
Did you gargle with Barbasol?
Barbicide.
Side?
Barbasol.
Is it that? Is the liquid that you dip your shears in Barbicide? No. What is it?
It's barbicide, but you don't dip your shears
I
into
literally
it.
said...
You don't dip your shears into it.
Okay. You dip your
You have
comb
to-
into it.
Yes. You
Why
clean-
not the shears?
Because it'll rust your shears.
Rust your shears was my favorite. So when you dip your comb into that, it gets rid of all the germies.
It's a disinfectant, yeah.
Is it that color blurry naturally, or is there food coloring to make it look aesthetically pleasing?
I'm not sure.
Are you even a hairdresser?
I don't make the barber side. I dilute it because it comes concentrated.
What if you stuck your finger in there for a long time?
I mean,
could you pick your nose, put it in Barbicide, and put it in somebody else's mouth, and they don't have a problem?
I don't know.
We have any more questions?
We do. We have a bunch.
Since you're not interested in answering any of my questions about Barbicide.
Do you have any shows?
Yeah.
You want to talk about them?
Yes.
Let's do it.
On the 1st of September is the next Surrounded Crowdwork show, and people are buying up tickets for that. So get yours before they're all gone. Man, I hate that there's a Mucinex commercial behind your head right now. Speaking of burgers, just gargle Mucinex. What else? So the 1st is the Surrounded Crowdwork show at Hollywood Improv. Tickets for that on MikeFalzone.com. This weekend at the Alamo Draft House, I'm on Jay Light's game show called Wrong, and that is Saturday at 8. And I think I'm hosting New Joke Night at the Comedy Store at 10:30 that night. That's Saturday if you're going to be in town. If you're going to be in New York side of town, the side of LA that is New York City, I'll be there on the 21st, Thursday the 21st, doing a Surrounded at 10 o'clock at night, and that's going to be a horny good time. On the 20th, backing up a day, sorry, I'm going in and out of order, I'll be in Connecticut, and a bunch of people have been telling me that I'm on a billboard outside of the Stress Factory that overlooks the highway.
Fun.
So I've done it. I have done what I set out to do, which is be famous in Bridgeport, Connecticut, and I've been trying to do that since I was 15 years old. And now there's a big illuminated billboard thanks to the Stress Factory.
Thank you, Stress Factory.
Thank you, Vinny, for illuminating my face in lights.
Illuminating. You should probably do new headshots too.
Why?
With your new hairdo.
Yeah?
Yeah. Maybe you could do that with Steve while you're home.
Maybe I can. What if I was like, Steve, I'll give you $500 to go stand on the side of the highway and take a picture of the billboard when it changes?
He would do it.
You think if I call him right now, he'll be receptive to that?
Maybe.
Steve Walter photo.
He's great.
He's my favorite photographer in the world.
Dude, I've got some calls from the Discord.
What do you mean by that?
I got some calls.
Calls from the Discord. Why do I take a screenshot every time I try to do anything else on my fucking phone? I haven't talked to Steve in a while. It's so disingenuous to call him on a podcast instead of just texting.
Wow.
This makes me a bad friend.
Yeah, it does.
Just so you know.
Mike's a bad friend, guys.
You heard it here first. If I was him, I'd put me right through to voicemail.
You'd give you the shut the fuck up button.
Absolutely. If I knew it was me calling, bye-bye.
Yeah.
Hi. That's what Steve sounds like.
Yeah. So this person asks, Ben asks, is there an album that you decided to listen to based solely off the album art? I snuck into my brother's room when I saw Green Day's Dookie album, I knew I had to know what was on that disc.
Dude, that's such a great question. That's such a great question. I think, let me look it up to make sure it's the right one, but I want to say Tame Impala was the last one I did. Tame Impala albums, Currents, because I was going to the record store a lot in a certain specific period of time, either when that came out or was reissued or whatever. I just remember seeing it all over the place. And it's a really beautiful album cover. And I remember thinking, what the F? And then I went home and I listened to it.
And?
It was fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think I ever had that.
Ever? Looking through records?
No. I mean...
It used to be a really cool experience to go to a record store and just look through and just buy something very cheap just based on the album art.
Yeah.
I haven't done that in a very long time, mainly because I don't want to cause clutter in your house. But it is fun.
Yeah.
And there's always a bin of like $1, $2 records.
Yeah.
Either at a tag sale or at the back of a record store or whatever.
Yeah.
If you know you like jazz, just go to the jazz section and get like a $2 jazz record based on the cover.
Yeah. I mean, I can appreciate album art, but I don't know that I've ever picked up an album based solely on that without knowing what it was.
Has there been an album with art on it that has made you curious about the album more than others?
Sure.
Like where? Tragic Kingdom? Bush? What is a 16 Stone?
I can't remember, like...
Dude, I used to draw album art as a kid.
Do
I
you
remember
still have
drawing
that?
the Bush. I wouldn't doubt that it's somewhere at my parents' house. Drawings of Bush albums.
That's pretty good.
What a that guy I was.
Yeah.
Whatever guy that is, I was that guy.
Yeah. Excuse me.
Do we have another?
We do.
That was a great question. I wish that I can give you a better answer to that.
Found out today that I'm most likely getting laid off. Should I or should I not forego the job search and sell FEET PICS instead? Sell them FEET PICS, girl.
Dude, while your feet are young and pretty. So interesting the way the world works, huh?
Yeah.
That you know that if you're lucky enough to have feet or even a foot, you're never really, if you have the internet and a foot, you're never really out of work, are you?
No.
That's
No.
kind of beautiful.
Yeah.
Is that welfare? Is OnlyFans a form of welfare?
Maybe.
If you still have an internet and a phone and a camera, you can have an easier transition in between jobs depending on your outlook on life.
It's pretty good.
It is pretty good. In all honesty, dude, if I had, and I'm gonna speak softly here, because you really got to choose your words in these trying times, in a situation like this. But if I was a lady with big, fat, milky honkers, heavy ones, I'd have nice things. You know what I mean by that?
Yeah.
I'd have an OnlyFans, and I'd have nice stuff. I'd be like, I want that. I want a new Ford Bronco. How do I go about getting that? And then I would get that.
I mean, I'm sure they have like an OnlyFans, like for men.
Big fat musty honkers. Top man. / guy.
Man milkies.
Man milkies. There's a friend of mine that wanted to get a subscription from a Just for Fans instead of an OnlyFans.
Okay.
And I'm like, that is credit card information gone.
Yeah, that's fraud.
That's asking for credit card information gone.
Yeah.
Why isn't the person that I trust somebody on OnlyFans? I'm familiar with the system.
Yeah.
There's
Are you?
Yeah. There's friends of mine from home on OnlyFans.
Okay.
And I'm like, it's a trusted name in fans
Yeah.
by this point.
Okay.
Because it didn't just come out. I've literally never heard of a Just for Fans.
Yeah. It's like that there's a site called like Temu or something like that, and people are getting their shit stolen left and right.
What's Temu?
It's like a buy for cheap. It's like what was that other site, like Wish or something?
Oh, sure. They just had stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye for cheap.
Bye. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye your personal information for Jeep.
Bye-bye your social security number.
Yeah, man. Protect your shit.
Yeah.
Like your neck. Protect your neck, and then so you can put your neck on OnlyFans.
So you don't have to run that shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. I think I'm done talking for today because I'm starting to get sore.
Well, we don't want to put any stress on that mouth. I love you so much. Thank you for being across from me today, everyone.
I'm so
Please
sorry
come to
that
my
this
shows.
is what I sound like.
That's okay. Never apologize. Never surrender. September I have a bunch of shows in between. The best way is to follow me on Instagram.
Yes.
Follow me on Instagram at Mike Falzone. Follow the show on Instagram at Welcome to Our Podcast.
Yes.
You could submit questions there. You can text us questions at 818-722-8682.
Yes.
Almost positive.
Yep.
Come to shows September 1st at the Hollywood Improv, September 20th at the Stress Factory in Bridgeport, September 21st at the Stand in New York City. I'll be at the Stand pretty much all that week from the 16th to the 22nd, with the exceptions of the ones that I already said. I love you all. Thank you so much. Horny.
Yeah.
And good night.
Okay. Wait.
What? The fucking... Welcome back to the part of the show where we do the Patreon things. And our Patreon is where you give us a little bit of your hard-earned money, and we thank you at the end of the show. And I got flustered. I was trying to get Zoya out of here, and I pressed stop too early. But we saved it.
Mr. Howard.
Hi, Mr. Howard. The duck?
Jay the Fifth.
Oh, I haven't done this. Why am I so out of practice?
I don't know. Ryan Cruteau, Cole Rusty, Joseph Capricusio.
Oh, God. Okay, what is this one?
Shannon Hayes.
Oh, too much.
Raja Knows, Louisa Odette, Lawrence Schultze, Paul Gilliam, Derek Helling, Steve Diergo, Chris McCarthy, Trevor the Warefishy, Happy Birthday Starlight.
You're getting quieter.
JJ McToots.
Really pep it up.
Rachel last name, Connie Tryon, Mr. and Mrs. Hot Potato Head. Excuse me. And Taro Baez. Frankie Matos Music. Johnny Rosito Handcrafted Neckwear. CCPB&J. Adman. Emily Pageant. Caleb Perkins. Giant Tom Hanks. Lizzie Love. Gavin Welsh. Someone tell Aaron. Jackie Hammond. Paige Junsen. The guy with long hair. Chris Johnson. Anna Valles. Benjamin Putz. Beth Bush. Christina Camille. Josh Cadeau. Michael Johnson. Kayla Johnson. Jules Runn. Grant Levasseur.
Emily Pageant.
Chad Clark. What a Cat. Katie Taylor. Joe Band. Milky Beans. Jess Enright. Lillian Carrillo. Magnus Sylvia. Silvio. And the last name's not even there. And I just said it anyway. Barrington Lloyd Lovett. Ben Fuchs.
What is that?
Theodorus Carambelis. Memories. Janisha Tutton. Danny Sinclair. Jacob D. Bradford. Justine Beebestein. Just Josh. Sergeant Sparty. Ed Birch. Helen Ford. Superfloss. It's Tatana Day. Danielle D. Verona. Dev Roberoo. Yes, all of them. Jesse Stillwell. Katie Lee G. Rob Devereux. Don Bure. Luis Hernandez. Alexander Legowski, Felicia Shimberry, and Matthew J. Pelka. You guys, thank you so much for listening. I hope you enjoyed this episode, even if you can't hear me. Bye.
Sorry, I think you did great. Thank you for trying your very best and hardest.
Thank you. Goodbye.